Okay, let's see if I've actually got this up and running now. If this is actually running, then this is the first time that I've used YouTube from OBS, which struck me as quite surprising, to be honest. It still doesn't look as if it's spotted me, which is annoying. Now then, can anyone see me? Can anyone see me? Testing. OBS looks like it thinks I'm on. I'm just not convinced that YouTube thinks that I'm on, which is not a good thing. Dashboard. Okay. Well, the dashboard thinks I'm on. My content doesn't think I'm on, but my dashboard does. Okay. Alright, well I'll just roll with it then. But yeah, if anyone can let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me, that would be super, because the YouTube report is a bit sort of nebulous about it, really. So I may well just talk to myself on this one to a certain extent, because I'm kind of doing a bit of admin really as much as anything else, but it's not really admin I want to be doing, but I thought I'd chat through why I'm doing it. I have a mutant. I have a mutant in my chat. Marvellous. I can hear and see you. That is an excellent update. Thank you for that, sir. Also left a couple of comments. Okay, super. Thank you. As I say, at the moment I'm sort of struggling a bit because I can't see this as a live stream for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but that's okay because my dashboard thinks it exists and I can actually see comments through the dashboard. Okay, making the vids private. Now you were putting comments on. Did it actually work the first time, did it? That is bizarre. I really thought it wasn't working the first time. Okay, thank you for that, Captain. It's private. Yeah, I'll talk through some of your comments actually, because these are they are very relevant to what I'm going to be talking about. As you say, you can make videos private, you can make them unlisted. Apparently, when YouTube do their channel reviews, they will look at private videos and they will look at unlisted videos, even though no one else can see them unless they're invited to see them, effectively, by you. So the problem I have is that even with the videos being unlisted, my understanding is that if I were to hit the 4,000 hours of view time over the course of a year that I would need, they would still say it's reused content on the review of the channel and I'd still be stuffed, even though the unlisted content hadn't contributed to those 4,000 hours. So my belief is, because of the way that it's automated, they would still not allow me to do it. So about a year ago now, when I was initially sort of considering this as a concept, I was faced with two choices. I either start a completely new channel with 0 subscribers and start doing new content on there and just keep that sort of pure and retain the old videos, or I ditch the old videos, keep my subscribers, which is a thing that's important too, obviously, as part of being able to monetize, and I just create new content on there, but I'd have to ditch the old videos at some point. Now I've now gotten to the point where I don't think ditching the old videos is such a big thing for me. I'm quite pleased with how I've done, and I've met some really nice people off the back of doing my newer videos, and it's generally something I'm interested in, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it at all because I have another day job. But if I'm going to try and monetize, if I keep growing like I am, I will get back to that point where I could monetize, but the reused content will stop me. So today is the day where I'm going to clobber that reused content. Now, it is a bit sad that I can't just archive it in some way, shape, or form. And I have saved it all down. It doesn't really matter. And I've even done another video where I've thrown up a lot of the old cartoon intros onto that video. So there's just one video now where they will still be available on the channel. But part of the review that they do will look at the most popular videos on your channel. And the irony is, by views, these videos look hugely important to my channel because they've been up for years. So let me just go onto the browser now, and I'm going to show you exactly why the sort of the look of the channel looks really sort of skewed. So if I just sort it in reverse order by date, you'll see that we go from 2024 to 2006, which is pretty bonkers. So that means I've been running this channel for like 18 years, and a lot of it is Starfleet stuff. Now, the Starfleet stuff, I'm kind of in two minds as to whether or not I should leave that up. But again, you see, 82,000 views is actually not that high compared to some of the other stuff. My 80s cartoon mix, I quite like that. And it's only a single video. So I might leave the 80s cartoon mix up. But problem is, I mean, I could leave them. What I think I'll do, I'm thinking on the fly here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Starfleet videos up and the 80s cartoon mix video up. I'm going to take off all the other 80s cartoon videos, because that way some of these views are not as high for the Starfleet stuff. But they're still ones that I made, but you know, they're not, their views aren't as high. Then I can test to see if they'll still say it's reused content with those on the channel, and then if that's still an issue, then I can get rid of them. I think that's probably my best bet. So that, I think, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a crack at it on that basis. So let's go back into the Chrome. Let's have a look at what I've actually got here. Good old Centurions, 135,000 views. Uploaded in 17 years ago, 2007. Okay, so you're going to have to go. Defenders of the Earth will also have to go. It's had very few views, that, comparatively speaking. But these are not the high view ones. That's what Mysterious Cities of Gold has been copyrighted to death anyway. So it's got, I mean, what actually triggered me on this path today is that even Jason the Wheeled Warriors got a copyright hit. And I just thought, if they copyright hitting Jason the Wheeled Warriors, basically nothing is safe. So there's very little point. I mean, these aren't copyright strikes, but you know, it's going to go towards the reused content count. I think that's the problem. So Thundercats, ho, I'm disappearing. The thing is, these are really low quality videos. I'm not going to play any of them. So if I play any of them, it could give me issues with the channel. So I'm not going to play any of them. But you know, they were all there. And this is just a way for me to capture the history of the channel as well, of course, looking through this. Teenage Mutant Hero Ninja Turtles. See what I did there? That was partially blocked. Copyright. Thunderbirds 2086, 360,000 views. That was a lot of views. Again, unlisted, but you know, it's got to go. Mask intro. Mobile Armored Strike Command. That only had 5,000 views. How bizarre. Okay. I find that really surprising for Mask, but anyway. Mind you, the thumbnails, they did automated thumbnails at some point. So the automated thumbnail for that looks rubbish. I mean, I'd have to do so many new thumbnails for it anyway. I might have to think about that for the Starfleet ones. You know, that hadn't occurred to me that the thumbnails for all these are ancient, because they went up before thumbnails were a thing, probably. I haven't even thought about that as a concept. Yeah. Okay. Starfleet, Visionaries, get rid of that. Ulysses, get rid of Ulysses. Again, I thought that would have had far more views. Starfleet, Jace. Well, Jace just had a copyright hit randomly. So that's going. Terrorhawks. Ooh. Yeah, I suppose Terrorhawks has to go. Dungeons and Dragons, yep, that's got to go. GoBots goes. Transformers goes. That was a bit of a random one anyway. She-Ra goes. And Brave Star, see, 900,000 views. 900,000 views. That's a lot of views by my channel standards, anyway. 900,000 views gone. Battle of the Planets intro, somewhat ironically gone. 55,000. Action Force, 100,000 views gone. Captain Planet, 10,000 views. Not so popular. Right. 19 selected. Nope. More actions. Delete forever. Yes, I understand that deleting is permanent and can't be undone. Delete forever. Right. Now, in theory, that shouldn't really do anything to anything. While you wait, you can leave this screen. Okay. Now, so that's the first pruning done. Oh, I had a lot. I had a lot, Captain. I had a lot of old shoes. Yep, they're going. That's it. They're gone now. It's too late. They're gone. Dare I say, if you have a look, there is another video on the channel that does keep them. Yes, cry sad, rest in peace, indeed. But that's just the way of it. You know, you've got to let these things go at some point, haven't you? And they are still out there on YouTube. The thing is, when I first put these up on YouTube, this sort of content was not so common. I took VHS tapes. I had a piece of hardware called a Canopus, I'm going to get this wrong now, ADVC, analog to digital video converter. And I used my massively powerful Pentium 166 or so of the day, captured the video, edited it down to just the intros, which were still huge for storage back in those days, and put them onto YouTube. But that was 18 years ago, and things have moved on. And now you can get the DVDs and all the digital stuff is out there. But I was using physical VHS tapes to do it at that point in time, just as a hobby, you know. But things have moved on, and you've got to move on, haven't you? So let's keep going now. So it's cleared those. So, okay, yeah, that's good. So I've just got the Starfleet ones there. So, I mean, the Starfleet ones are still amongst the earliest ones I did. September 4th, 2006. Pretty crazy. Let's see what else we've got. Starcom, 9,000 views. I could have sworn most of these had more views than this, but some are vastly more popular than others. Silverhawks, gone. Cops, gone. Central Organisation of Police Specialists, as I recall. The Cops. Galaxy Rangers, not a show I'd ever watched, or indeed same for Silverhawks, but I just came across them, you know, on sort of VHS tapes on eBay and captured them. But they're more sort of US based than British based. Robotech intro, Harmony Gold, that's going. And they've all been copyrighted to death, so I'm never going to get any money from them anyway. It's pointless, really. Inspector Gadget intro, 765,000 views, popular one. Space Sentinels, that's properly old school, that is the future of the past. 77,000 views. Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds, 33,000 views. Denver, the Last Dinosaur, 326,000 views. That's the first and last time I'll be singing on YouTube. Gone. Get Along Gang, another catchy theme tune that I'm not going to sing. Get along, gang, get along. No, stopping it now. Gummy Bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. 103,000. The Get Along Gang's about the only one that's got no copyright restrictions. That's quite funny. The Gem intro, truly outrageous. Muppet Babies, 934,000 views. I would have been quite tempted to leave that until it hit 1 million. That would have been quite funny, but you know, you gotta move with the times. There's a bit of Star Wars in it, that as well. Funny enough, it's probably not helping matters. Weirdly, no restrictions on that one. Isn't that weird? Because you think, yeah, it's really bizarre. They didn't sort of protect that one at all. It'll come in time, I'm sure. Captain Caveman had a copyright hit. 156,000 views. Dick Tracy. Care Bears clip. Ewoks clip. Droids clip. You see? A bit, you know. Come intro. Right. More actions. Delete forever. Yes, I understand that. Delete forever. Just let that process through. Don't sing, the copyright claims lawyers are listening. No, they're not. The copyright claims lawyers are covering their ears. I am really not concerned about singing because I won't resemble anything that is officially recorded. Okay. Right. Now, what I don't know is whether or not the YouTube algorithm looks at things and sort of processes things on a regular basis or not, or if it only does it when you actually ask to be monetized. What I really don't know is what's going to happen to the general popularity of the channel with these things not on it, because somehow people are I'm still getting watch figures for a lot of these cartoon intros even though they're unlisted. That's what I always found puzzling about this, but I think the playlists do keep them. So I'm just waiting for those videos. I know it says you can leave the screen, but I don't believe it. Now then. Right, okay, things are getting more interesting now. I had relatively few Starfleet videos up, but I'd say it was really tough to make them back in the time when I was making them. So that's why, and they're getting clobbered by copyright. They're even partially blocked. You see, they're actually unlisted as well. Maybe I'll make those public again, or perhaps I'll leave them. No, I'll leave them unlisted. But if the problem clears up, maybe I should make those public again. Actually, there's no point in them being unlisted if that's not going to affect monetization. I think I just went a bit. I went a bit bananas and just unlisted everything on the off chance that it would help, and it didn't. Penelope Pit Stop, bless her. Nearly 500,000 views on that as well. Real Ghostbusters. Well, you know, more Ghostbusters on the scene, of course, these days. But it's one of those weird things, actually, because Ghostbusters 2 looks like, well, you know, the new Ghostbusters 2 looks like it could be based off real Ghostbusters, which is interesting. But JMS has heard nothing, apparently. Spiral Zone intro. Again, one of those ones where I'm only vaguely aware of it as a concept. Super Ted, bless him. 400,000 views. Willy Fogg intro, 95,000. Pole Position, 50,000. Now, one of my most controversial intros ever, Dr. Snuggles. And apparently it's called different things and it's got different music in different places. So I used to get clobbered for that one by people who said, this isn't my Dr. Snuggles and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, it's going now, so everyone can relax. So many comments, though. I mean, that's the other thing. That's the other sad thing about this is all the comments are going, which is a bit of a shame. But, you know, people got their nostalgia hit when they watched it the first time, so it's okay. I'm going to leave that because I actually made that, so I'm going to leave that. No one watched it worth a damn anyways, that's fine. Let's leave that. Should I leave behind my Octonauts videos? Well, they're original video. They're not reused content. Neither's that one. You can see there was this massive gap. Can you see this gap here? So I went from 2008 to 2014 without uploading a single video to YouTube. There's a reason for that. It's called marriage. Oh yes. Yeah, marriage and a bit of poorliness as well, actually. But yeah. Well, no, I know, actually, no, predominantly marriage, actually, thinking about the timing of that. But yeah, it's that's when I then started putting stuff out. It was kind of mid 2010s. But even then it wasn't. Let's get rid of Garden Birds Up Close. That's not really channel relevant, is it? That vaguely is. That vaguely is. That vaguely is. That sort of vaguely is-ish. And of course, X-Bomber from Starfleet on Lego Ideas. Yes. 2017. God, was it really that long ago now? 7 years ago I was doing that. Damn. Bit of Elite Dangerous in there as well. But I think most of the rest of that I'd left public. So I'm just going to get rid of those, I think. And then, in theory, what I'm left with is just my Starfleet videos. Now, if I make those public, what happens? Well, in theory, they then count. They would then count towards my view count, but they were going to be really poor quality. I might leave them unlisted on the basis that someone might have them on a playlist somewhere. So if I leave them up and if they're in a playlist, I'll have to see if they're not getting any views whatsoever. They could probably just go as well. Okay, so as a proof of concept, I can stream to YouTube off OBS now, so that's a plus. That's a plus. Okay. Still deleting videos. And then we'll see exactly what impact this has on the channel. Okay. 8 of 8 videos successfully gone bye-bye. Can I get it? Oh, I can get the earnings screen. So I was at 2914 public watch hours as of right now. In theory, I have to hit 4,000, I believe. Plenty of subscribers, so that's fine. And now it's just a question of what happens with everything else. Is everything else that's on the channel enough to support it? And it might well be. It might well be. I'm hopeful it is. I think in a couple of days I'll probably notice if anything significant has happened to the watch hours off the back of removing those. I suspect it won't have. Because as I say, unlisted videos shouldn't have any impact on my watch hours in theory. Little Lego ideas videos. I'm just trying to think when I started getting really sort of active. So I'm just going to indulge in a little bit of nostalgia of my own channel now. It's quite nice that it would be nice to leave some of the Starfleet videos there, even if only as a reminder of the fact that I was doing videos that far back. Okay, so a bit of Fortnite, lots of Lego idea stuff around then when I was still doing that. We're heading towards, well, in fact, I mean, we hit COVID times a bit before then, didn't we? Gosh. And some of my first, my Babblecom 5 playlist started about there, so I'll get into my, and of course some of those, oh, there goes my light, excellent. That's okay, that just tells me I need to have my lunch and recharge it, because I'll need it tonight. And then we got into my Babylon 5 playlist there. And then I was just, you can see, I'm just sort of, 2021, I was just starting to think about getting into collecting in a vaguely serious fashion. So a lot of this is just my very regular Babylon 5 stuff. And a little bit of Eagle Moss as well. 20 years of SFXB, yeah. Subnautica, yeah. A little bit of Starfleet X-Bomber reaction there, but when it got partially blocked, I kind of left it, but I did do a little bit of that. Probably the most reactiony thing I actually did at that point as well, in terms of it being me on screen. That was maybe one of the first times I actually went on screen physically myself, actually. Gosh, it's funny the things you forget, isn't it? That was getting on for 3 years ago. Wow. It was weird as well, because when I started doing the Babylon 5 playlist, it, the new movie hadn't even been announced at that point, so it was quite nice timing that that came along when it did, really. Unwrapping some old school toys. Now that was 2021. Now I think those are the ones I got from North Wales, which reminds me actually. Okay. So yeah, so quite a few more Eagle Moss ones coming through there. Okay. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff, as they say. I've forgotten how many Eagle Moss videos I've actually got. I think I've got over 100. Eagle Moss unboxings down the years there. And which reminds me, actually, I've got so many videos I want to do at the moment. I'm going to try and get through some of them today, but I have got shed loads I need to catch up on. So it was 3 years ago I got that. I'm trying to find the first time I went to Cosmic Toys, because that was one of my first sort of vaguely live kind of videos that I did. In the sense of it was kind of real world photos, you know, when I actually went there. Where are we? Star Trek Picard Season 2 finale, 2 years ago. Gosh. Seems like much longer. My sense of time is really distorted at the moment. It's very odd. 2022, that would have been when I was going to the store in Halifax that's shut now. Space Above and Beyond. Now that's done quite well for itself. It's got over 1,000 views, that video, which is not bad for me. That's not bad for me. Rocinante is popular as well. Disney Black Hole. A vintage mini haul from Cosmic Toys in Dewsbury. That was 2 years ago. Nearly 2 years ago. Damn. Wow. So that was when I was first really starting to explore what was what. That was probably after I'd had COVID, if I were to guess. Yeah, and then things. Yeah. So it's been nearly 2 years. That's really, really interesting. Anyway, I'm just reminiscing now. Which is absolutely nothing to do with what I was actually aiming to do. So I have done it. That was the cull. That was the pruning. And it wasn't that painful, you know. When I first thought I was going to have to do it, I was kind of stressing about it because it's just the history. It's the history of the channel, you know. But when you look at that sort of gap that I had between when I was putting stuff on it and when I wasn't actively. I mean, the thing is, back in the day, those cartoon intros were enough to get me monetized and actually earn a little bit of money from the channel. That was enough. And it was when the rules changed about what you had to be doing to get monetized. I took it upon myself as a bit of a challenge to try and get back to that point again, because I'd been at that point once before. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to go back in time sometimes, and obviously, you know, that is kind of the point of the channel, is to go back in time. So have I just broken my own fourth wall? I don't know, possibly. But no, I mean, it's you know, these things need doing from time to time. I think you've got to sort of take a view. I mean, I've gone back, for example, and redone some of my earliest Babylon 5 videos because the sound on them was shocking. I mean, I was using a set of sort of headphones with a mic in front of my mouth to do the sound, and I had no idea of sound balance, you know, sort of sound levels at that point. And I merrily assumed that if I could hear myself talking, everyone else could hear me talking through their screens as well. And of course they couldn't, because I wasn't playing it back, which I should have been doing. It's stupid, really. But in that sense, those were very much a sort of learning process for me to figure out how to do things like this, which I wouldn't otherwise have done. So, you know, it's all a learning exercise. It's all good stuff. So on that note, I'm gonna stop this stream, eat something, recharge my little light, and then go and try and catch up on a lot of the stuff that I've got in over the last couple of weeks that I haven't had a chance to make videos of as yet. Yeah, so thank you for stopping by. Thank you for confirming I was actually, transmitting live. That's always useful to understand. And maybe I'll review this in a couple of weeks and see if anything radical happens to the channel off the back of it. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. So thanks for joining me, and Commanders, 07 for now. Cheers.